going on, guys? It is Aidan Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon St. Brown.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Blue Crew? This is Ball Hawk, father of the founders of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody. Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Hey, it is a birthday day for me. It is a little bit of breaking news. I got to fit this in real quick before I get on out of here. So Jen and I, so I don't get yelled at too much. But hey, I want to give a shout out to Hutch Jr., who got this over to me maybe just 5-10 minutes ago. I'm going to bring him on air here in just a second, but we've got a little bit of breaking news. And yes, Aidan Hutchinson doesn't just appear to be a little bit ahead of the curve. He appears to be significantly ahead of the curve. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Hutch Jr., and then we're going to show you the video, let you guys come to your own conclusions, and then I'll say what I think. You probably got my impression, what I'm thinking based on my view of the video, etc. But Hutch Jr., how you doing today?
Good, man. How about you? Just at work watching some college football. So,
all right, not a bad day at all. So let's go ahead real quick for those joining us. Let them see the video. Let me bring it up on the screen here. 1 second, if you would, please. All right, boy, where am I going to put it? Where am I going to put it? Let's see. All right, then oh boy, I got to figure out how to Scooby-Doo this and bring it on up. So hold on a second. Let me see if I can make it full screen. Boy, I am messing up here, but all right. I believe you guys can see it now. Let's see if that's good enough for you guys. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to do this all on the fly here. But as you can see, this is from Aidan Hutchinson himself. He's in the pool. He's working out. He's, unassisted by any means. Typically, when somebody goes through a fracture, a lot of lower leg recovery, they do put you in the pool. Less wear on you, less weight to bear, and a little bit more resistance. But Hutch Jr., you look at this video. What are your thoughts of Aidan Hutchinson on the recovery process?
Yeah, we were wondering how far ahead he was. Obviously we got the news about Barnes last week. This is kind of the first significant video we've seen of Hutch, outside of the video they showed at Ford Field probably a couple weeks ago. And, if you remember a couple weeks ago, he was still had his leg propped up and, had a, whatever on. So this is the video that we've now saw of him now actually in his rehab.
Right.
And there's nothing on his leg from what I can tell as far as cast or anything like that. So, we might be looking at maybe possibly a week 18 return. Clean breaks usually 6 to 8 weeks. We're in week 10. And who knows, we might have some Wolverine kind of players on our team that just heal significantly fast. So this is
right.
is key news. It's good to see. I'm glad to see his rehab's going well. But seeing this in firsthand is basically huge news for our team. I was just scrolling through Twitter and you could just see a lot of the Lions fans just immediately happy because they're like, oh my God, this might actually really be happening.
Well, let's start with this. So it's been about a month now since the injury, and you nailed it on the head when you said that Barnes kind of gave everybody a tell last week when he said, hey, I'm coming back from Florida to start my rehab with Aidan Hutchinson. Now you get just days later, get this video of him out there unassisted, no cane, anything like that. And you can see he's walking. He doesn't seem to be having any issues while he's walking. It's still going to be a long process. It's not like he's going to be back, this week, next week, whatever. But let's try to compare at least somewhat with a current Lions player, James Houston. You've seen him break his lower leg and his ankle a year ago, and he was still able to come back. I get that was week 2. He came back late in December. Could it be that because Hutchinson's break didn't involve any nerves, muscles, etc., that maybe he could be on the same guideline as James Houston, be back? I don't know. If the Lions get the number 1 seed and get the first round bye in the playoffs, could he be back for that first playoff game? I've been saying NFC Championship. Well, what say you?
Yeah, I know. I think you hit it right on the head, right? Because James Houston did. I mean, his was, I think, pretty much the same break, lower leg. I don't know if it was tibia and fibia, but I know it was lower leg. And I I think James Houston could have came back sooner. I think the team just kind of, was like, hey, this is the timeline we got. Because I remember he was, ramping up towards if I remember right, like week 15, 16. And then, obviously they made him come back, the NFC Championship game, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, we possibly could be, depending on how fast this all goes, I mean, I guess we'll really know here in a couple of weeks. We might be looking at week 17, 18, and they got him possibly ramping up or, sooner than that. I mean, 8 weeks is a while, so I think you touched on the head. If you get a week 1 bye, you're possibly looking at having him for 2 games in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and that's even ahead of what people thought. And, people were crazy. People thought Scheffner was crazy when he was talking about it. Like, hey, he might be back for the playoffs. And everyone's like, no, there's just no way. And now we're watching him, just kind of this rehab video is tall tale of maybe how fast he can heal.
Right. And anybody watching, I get there's going to be a segment of the Lions fan base that are jumping up and down. There's going to be another segment that says, man, just shut him down until next year. The only thing I can say, and I know I've said it countless times on this show, watching guys have elective leg surgery where they actually cut the bone in half, or bones in half, I should say, and then purposely space them out to regrow an inch, 2 inches, 3 inches or more longer. I've seen those guys back in 3 months. And to me, that's as similar to what Aidan's injury was as possible. Because again, no nerve, no muscle, nothing other than the bone was impacted or under trauma. So in that regard, sounds like, man, he just happened to have one of the best trauma surgeons for his particular injury, whatever it was, 30 minutes away at the center that worked on him. And I don't remember the name of the hospital right now, but I guess let me ask you this, Hutch Jr., if you're a Detroit Lions front office person, are you intentionally trying to keep him out the rest of the season, or the medical staff say he's good to go? Are you actually putting him back on the field in the playoffs or whenever?
Yeah, I mean, I guess what it comes down to is, what Hutch feels like, right? So if Hutch comes in there and says, look, man, I'm healthy, I can play. The doctor say, yeah, hey, whatever. I mean, they're not going to keep Aidan Hutchinson out of these games. I mean, everyone knows he's the heart and soul of this defense. If he walks in there week 18 and he says, hey, look, I'll play, I'm healthy enough, they'll probably put him on a pitch count like they're going to do Zadarius Smith for tomorrow's game. And then, they'll just kind of slowly. But, I mean, this is the type of guy where if he comes in and tells you he can play, like him just being on the field helps the team in many ways. So, yeah, I mean, I could see where Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell like, no, Hutch, settle, we don't want to risk you farther injury, whatever. But, I mean, if this man walks in the GM's office or, walks in the front office and says, look, man, I'm ready to go, put me back on the field, I think it would be hard to keep him off the field. I mean, he's that type of player, and I think Dan and them have enough respect for Hutch. Like, if he says he can go, he can go.
Well, the coach in me tends to look at it and say, man, I go by with what the doctors tell me, what the medical trainers, et cetera. And if they say he's good to go, then in my opinion, they're good to go. And I've used this before. I've had at least one player in my history of coaching come back from an ACL tear where they had to perform surgery. And that person was back on the court 4 months later. In regards to the people that I've watched and scouted and stuff that have had the leg, lengthening and limb lengthening, they're back and playing competitive in pro basketball in 3 months. So do I think it's absolutely possible? Yes. And then trying to pay attention to what the Lions have done in the past. The only real comparison we have is James Houston. And I get it's a little different injury because he didn't just break the lower leg. He broke the ankle as well. And he was back from week 2 to whatever, week 17 or 18, or I don't exactly remember when he was back, but he was back for the end of the regular season and then the playoffs. So it's my anticipation, like you've been saying, he's going to be back when he's back. It's not up to me. It's not up to you. It's not to anybody up in the Do crew. My thought is I don't ever play safe, especially in a sport like football, because if that player has to play tentatively, then you know what? They're probably going to get hurt. You got to play aggressive. You got to play assertive. And the other part is Aidan Hutchinson's put in this work for a reason. I think he smells the blood in the water being an opportunity to win a Super Bowl for the Detroit Lions. So real quick, before you get back to work, let me ask you this. If this all holds water, Aidan Hutchinson is indeed back at some point, whether it's playoffs or whenever. I'm not going to worry about putting a peg, hey, he's got to be back by this time. But even if it's on a pitch count and you get 10, 15, 20 snaps, whatever it ends up being from him, how dangerous this is the Detroit Lions front four now become with Zadarius Smith, maybe a rejuvenated James Houston. Now you throw in Aidan Hutchinson, you throw in Nowaski, you throw in Pascal. I mean, you start, that's some dudes up front.
Yeah, you're starting to look at a full blown defense, and people are forgetting that Mosley and Iffy are both technically they could have played this week if they wanted to. So now you're looking at possibly having Iffy back, Mosley back, Hutch possibly back in the playoffs, and then you add a pass rusher like Zadarius Smith.
Right.
I mean, these are the guys that you're going to need to beat teams like the Eagles and stuff like that because, if everyone's been watching the Eagles, Saquon's a huge addition. So you're going to have to stop the run to, kind of take them out of the element. So, yeah, no, I mean, if we get him back, obviously no time to tail on that. That Zadarius Smith trade's going to even look, and then you're potentially looking at, okay, what do we have with Hutch and Zadarius Smith? So, now the team can look, okay, yeah, we're going to keep Zadarius Smith around for a couple more years and, help him with Hutch. So, yeah, I mean, this team is, I got to give it to him, man. This is an exciting time to be a Lions fan. This is more exciting news. It just seems like week after week, when something, goes wrong or whatever, you get some news during the week of, hey, we got these players returning and possibly coming back to help this team. So it's a good time to be a Lions fan. Obviously we were all down and out when Hutch went down because of what he means to this team. But now everyone's seeing this and we're like, man, he really could be back by the playoffs. So it's huge news. 100%. I'm excited to see the progression of what happens. And if he comes back by the playoffs, I think everyone in the league and obviously beat writers and things will definitely say the Lions are the number one team to beat. And they'll probably be on their way to the Super Bowl.
Right. And again, I know I brought this up before on the show, but just remember the last NFL player I remember pulling off a similar feat to this would have been Terrell Owens. I get he's an all-pro player, but so is Hutch. I think it was 2003 or 4. I don't exactly remember. Breaks his leg. 7 weeks later, he's in the Super Bowl playing, and he was arguably, if Philadelphia would have won that game, he probably would have been the the Super Bowl MVP. Something like 7 catches, 110 yards, whatever it was. But he said, hey, I got an entire offseason to let this thing fully heal, but I'm playing in that game. And then the other example would be the late 70s Jack Youngblood, who played 2 playoff games, never came out and had a broken leg and never came out as a linebacker, even went on to play in the Pro Bowl that year. So could it happen? We'll have to wait and see. But, I'm not going to keep you guys around forever because I know Jen is ready to get out of here. So, Hutch, why don't you go ahead and give yourself a shout out and tell everybody where to find you and your great work. And then I'll get real quickly to the Dew Crew.
Yeah, you can just find me on Twitter, man. The Only Hutch Jr. You can also find me on here. You can also find me on the Catch My Vibe radio station, doing some stuff over there for those guys out of Jackson. Outside of that, I'm mostly just getting news over to you guys, the Dew Crew, and you guys are amazing, man. Thank you guys for everything you do for, Dan and the rest of us. So, obviously have a great Sunday or Saturday. Sorry, not Sunday. Enjoy some college football, and then obviously go Lions and beat the Jags.
All right. We'll catch you on the next one. I'll get to the Dew Crew, and then I'm out of here, and I got to get ready to go. So see you, man.
Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, Dew Crew, I got to make this quick. I'm on a pitch count here, so I'm not going to probably get everybody's comments, but I'll try to do what I can to get through most of them. Big Eddie, happy birthday, Coach. Thank you very much for that. Jason, Superdome or bust, as always, my friend. Stephanie, Hutch or bust. I'll go with that. Joe, woo, let's go, 1,000%. Dennis, what do you got, brother? Hey, brother, and Dew Crew, back at you. Jason, this would be huge! Exclamation point. What kind of playing condition will he be in? That'd be the one thing that. Again, I can't speak for the Detroit Lions, can't speak for Aidan Hutchinson, but there's just a 0% chance they're going to put him on the field if they don't feel A, he's physically able, and B, if it's medically going to impair his current or future career. So he's going to have to make sure he passes all the tests for them to get out there. What his conditioning is going to be, I don't know, Jason, but my anticipation is, let's just Scooby-Doo this. I think he's going to come back. If the Lions get the first round bye, my anticipation is now, seeing this video, he's probably back that very first playoff game. And it's probably something like, 5, 10, 12 snaps, something minimal like that. A couple here, just sprinkle them in. If they win that game and now they're in the NFC Championship, then that 5 to 10 now probably goes to 10 to 15. And then the Super Bowl 15 to 20, something like that. To be honest, if you're out there 20% on 20 snaps or 25 snaps, you're probably out there about 50% of all the defensive snaps. So, right around there, at least. Don't hold me to it. So we'll see. Boat, Lions Talk live, nowhere. All right. Let's see. Walt, happy birthday, Coach Dan. Woo! and thank you for that. Paul, Dan, glad you're back. I didn't get a chance to say happy birthday. Hey, no worries, man. It is my birthday, so thanks for that. Shah, I just seen the video as Coach started. Yep, there you go. And yeah, I'm glad he's got it out there. I guess I can take it off the screen at this point. Let's see. TCKG, what up? What up to you too? Shah, I'm so happy. You have to be, man. If you're a Lions fan, man, this has got to be like breaking news. And yes, the hairdo of destiny. I was just racing to get on here, just got out of the shower and got it over to you guys. I'll have to fix it later. Dennis, go Hutch, 100%. Keep going, man. Taking that next step. James, hello, Coach of Dukru. Happy birthday. Thank you very much for that. Okay, what do you got? Happy birthday, brother. Let's go Lions. 100%, my friend, 100%. Steve Kate, greetings, salutations, Dan and Duke Crew. Go Hutch. Woo! And now let me ask you guys, if he comes back and even if it's whatever, 10, 15 snaps and then, slowly matriculate his way up, how big of a plus is that just from an emotional standpoint for the team? I mean, I know I try to compare it. If he comes running down that hall out on the field for the first playoff game or whenever he comes back, and is it kind of like Willis Reed in the NBA Finals back in the early 70s? I think it would be, but that's my thoughts. So Joe, enjoy Chi-Town and the Blue Man Group. I'm going to give it a go, my friend. Thank you for that. One funky, Hutch will be practicing in December, might even be on the field week 18. Clean breaks, heal in 6 weeks. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. And again, I get everybody has different thoughts on it. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just telling you my thought. My thought is, based on that video and assuming what Derek Barnes had to say, hold some water, hold some weight. He's 1 month in to recovery now. So end of November, he's roughly 2 months. I mean, man, end of December, you're basically 3 months in. Yes, I think it is possible. Whether it's week 18 or early in January, I don't know. But I think it's damn possible that we could be looking at him being back much faster than anticipated. Tay, what do you got? Lions, I'm down with that. France, Hex, yes, I'll go with that. Brother Ken, Hutch, please don't rush back. I'd rather you miss the playoffs than have your leg mended properly. Yeah, again, the medical staff, in my opinion, won't let him go out there unless he passes all the tests. And the team doesn't want to do that to him. He doesn't want to do that to himself. In the medical staff, he's going to have to pass all the hurdles for them to say, yeah, okay, he can go out there in some capacity. Gary Green, salutations, Coach and Dukru. Happy birthday, Coach. Sounds like Hutch gave you a birthday present. Yes, he did. Thank you very much, Hutch, for the video. Bo, most impressive, very impressive. Tori, I think he's back in the playoffs. I'll go with that. Bo, Wolverine style healing. Him and Frank Ragnow, I don't know what they're drinking, but it's probably Mountain Dew. Thomas, Hutch looks very good. I think he's already ready to go. Happy birthday, Coach. And woo! Thanks for that, Thomas. And sorry I murdered that, man. Doing the best I can here. Jason, Smith and Hutch, ? Sorry, league. Yes, I think if he does come back this year, he's back with that. That's going to be a nice rotation in there amongst other players. And yes, next year too. Lions Talk Live fan, go Hutch, go Lions. I'm down with that. Let's see, Bo, Animanium Bones. Maybe that's what they did to him. Now he doesn't have to worry about ever breaking him again. See, TCKG, I'm saying Vikings game, he's back. Wouldn't that be something, man? Even if it's just like be dressed and walk down in the field and stuff, not actually to take a snap or something like that, but just doing that would be huge. Bo Scheffler usually knows what he's talking about. You're not wrong there. Wanda, and he'll be back, ! It sounds like some Terminator stuff right there. He's young and elite athlete. Correct there. Best doctors, best nutrition, best treatment, highly motivated. Put him back in the hyperbaric chamber, and he'll be in the playoffs. Team of Destiny. Yes, it could be just that. Team of Destiny. Trey, this would be huge for us in the playoffs. It would be, man, just from the emotional standpoint. Eastside, thank God Hutch is a working progress and the team is locked in right now. Peace and blessings, Dan, my friend. Back at you, my friend. Thank you for that, by the way. Bo, I trust the medical staff says, yeah, if they say yes, then you got to believe them. That's why they're there. That's their job to assess it. If they say he's good to go, then we all need to believe he's probably good to go. Lauren, let's go Dukru, 100% with that. Let's see, David, what if it was up to Broski, Hutch would be back next month? It might be. I mean, it's hard for me to say, I'm just telling you what my eyes see with that video and what I'm guessing based on my experience. Based on that, I do think he'll be back this year. To me, I would say it's like a 95%. So unless he has some sort of setback, I don't think there's a way you're going to keep him off the field. The question just becomes, when does he return? Stephanie, remember Coach Tyra broke her leg and played again in less than 4 months. That's correct. Yeah, I forgot about that. And that was nasty, man, because you could see some protrusion. We'll put it that way. Let's see, Bo, very interesting, Stephanie. Yeah, agreed. And yeah, you played on some pretty good teams, we'll put it that way. And no offense to, college players, just most colleges have nowhere near the type of medical staff and recovery processes that you're talking about an NBA team or an NFL team, etc. So you're spot on. See, Lauren, happy birthday, Coach Dan. Have a good one. Thank you for that. Bo, happy trails, Coach. Keep Jen happy and enjoy your birthday. Yeah, we're about out of here, and I will say about 5-10 minutes. Let's see. Fields, what do you got? In Brad, we trust 1,000% that. East Side, happy birthday, Coach Dan. Thank you for that. Big Easy Sports Guards didn't T.O. tear his Achilles, which to me is a more impressive feat, but it would be incredible regardless. I'm just going off by memory, and I want to say he had a broken leg, but maybe you're right. Maybe it was an Achilles, and if it was, and he was back in 7 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it was, that would be dang impressive. Earl, happy birthday, Dan. Thanks for that, Earl. Thank you very much. Scott, what up, Dan? And Go Lions, happy birthday, Dan. Thank you for that. Frank R., Go Lions, greetings from Los Angeles. Hopefully it is a good start to your day out there. I know it's a little bit earlier. Justin, happy birthday, Coach. Thank you. Mike, happy birthday, my friend. Hopefully you're having a great day, and thank you for the birthday. Frank R., happy B-Day. Thank you. Lions Talk Live fan, hit that thumbs up button, please. And thank you. Steve O., hi, HGH helps bones heal faster. Maybe that is true. This is beyond me. That's not my medical background. That's not up to me. Fields, happy birthday. Thank you. Jay Breezy, Hutch is different, bro. He is, man. He is. You talk about Frank Ragnow. You talk about CD Deuce last year. I mean, what CD Deuce pulled off last year, that was kind of a medical miracle that he ruptured that and came back in the same season. You could even say to a certain degree, James Houston's recovery. It wasn't just a bone break. It was an ankle break. That was kind of a medical miracle. So it just kind of shows you what the Lions medical staff has done in the past, what they're probably going to do with Hutchinson or are doing with Hutchinson. Lions Talk Live fan, Hutch is a superhuman. Might be correct there. He'll be back sooner than you think. Let's hope so. Let's see, Jefferson, what do you got? Nolan, die-hard fans here. Okay, exclamation point. They're down here getting the city ready for the Lions Super Bowl. I'm down with that, man. And yes, Lions make the Super Bowl. I've already told Jen we're probably making a trip down to New Orleans. Grom, he is a Wolverine. That's a great point there. Black Lion, Zedarius, and Hutchinson would be a force. Yes, it would. The Easy Sports, what do you got? Katrina, absolutely. I'll be down there for the big game. It would be, man. There'll be a lot of us down there. Chrome, happy birthday, Coach. Thank you very much, my friend. Good to see you, by the way. It's been a minute. Let's see, King SJ, what do you got? Greetings, salutations. Happy birthday, Coach Dan. Go Lions. Thank you for that. Trayvon, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try to keep Jen happy and from cutting off all my hair. So if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're about 100 subs away from hitting 11,000. Also, hit that thumbs up button. Other than that, if it's breaking news, I ain't getting into it today. I'll be back for the live show tomorrow. I'll try to have it up, the link up around noon or so once we get back. Take care. Enjoy your day. Doing something kind for somebody you don't know. We'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. See you guys.
Happy trails to you until